Hi, I'm actually Stacey Stace and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my audiobook and chill, which I do every Sunday. I'm going to be reading a book that I wrote in 2006. 2006, and started it on the 23rd of May. This is the book. 23rd of May 2006. Let me see if I can find out when I finished it. I'm sure I put the date somewhere. Oh, and I finished it in May 2007, so it took me a year to write the book. It's called Make a Wish. I can't think of any other name for it. The book is about a woman who is in her late 20s. She's a single mother. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't want it to sound rubbish. It's her birthday and she makes a wish 3 times and things happen. It's a boy meets girl kind of book, rom-com thing. I know I wrote it, but I like it. I'm pretty sure you will like it. I'm doing this audiobook and chill because I want people to hear my book, and I want some feedback. This book is fictional. It's not about anyone at all. If you think you know the person in the book, you don't, because I didn't write it about anyone. I just made up the characters. However, one of the characters in the book, her name is Leah. She looks like Leona Lewis, which I did not do on purpose at the time. Leona Lewis was not anybody. And I just described this girl, and then one day I was watching X Factor or Pop Idol, whichever one she was on, and I went, oh my gosh, that's the girl from my book. She can play the girl from my book if it's ever turned into a movie. So my book is not based on anyone. It's set in a real area of London. It's set in Queen's Park area, so if anybody's from Queen's Park, hey, how you doing? But none of the places, I think, are real. The only thing that's probably real are like the street names and like a park that they go to or something like that, but nothing else is based on real places. So join me, have a cuppa or something. I've got my cup of tea here. It's lemon, mint and pal darker. Get your cuppa, your biscuits that I can't eat, unfortunately, because of my diet. I have a gut health problem. If you don't know, you can check out my videos that I post on a Thursday where I explain this type of thing, and post other videos on hair, health, life, whatever. Yeah, so let's get into it. I hope you enjoy it. Make a Wish, Chapter 1. I don't know how she does it, I laugh to myself as I hear my front door slam shut. It's Friday, 8:15 in the morning, and I'm getting my 6-year-old son ready for school and myself ready for work when my best friend Cornelia comes in from, I'm guessing, another hot date. Go brush your teeth, I say to Tashan as she enters my room. I watch him leave and then walk over to my full-length mirror and check that my new black Fendi trouser suit is doing my slender curves and cocoa skin justice. I say Fendi, but in fact it's most probably Pendi or something, fake in other words. I got it from the market last Sunday and made sure I cut the label out to hide the shame. You see, I don't always have the money to buy myself expensive things with a 6-year-old son and a best friend who lives downstairs from me, but is practically at my house every day eating my cupboards bare. I turn to Leah, as she likes to be called. She hates the name her parents gave her at birth and insists everybody calls her Leah. I give her a tell-me-all expression. So, I question her, keen to know what she's been up to all night. Where have you been? This is basically routine to us. She goes out on all the dates, I go out on none. She comes in the next morning, I interrogate her, she spills the beans, and then begs for a lift to work. She throws herself back onto my unmade bed and her long brown curly hair sprawls everywhere. I was on a date with some guy, she sighs, rolling her eyes. Well, I know that, I tut, but what happened? I sit down on the bed next to her and look into her hazel green eyes. It's no surprise she always has a date almost every week. Her supermodel looks make her irresistible to the male species, and at 5'9" with her honey brown skin, she is a model. It was the most boring night of my life, she frowns. We went back to his house after dinner for some drinks, and he started talking about all these boring things that he likes to do in his spare time. So I kept drinking and I passed out on his couch. When I woke up, I realised I was still at his place and I called for a cab and rushed up out of there. I shake my head and laugh at her. Why did you go back to his house if he was that boring? Didn't you learn from the last time? I asked, forcing her to remember her last bad date. She went out with a guy that enjoyed art and went back to his house pretending that she liked it too because he was such a hottie, in her words. He insisted on taking her to his favourite art gallery. All three of them, in fact. To Leah, that's a bad date. I was just trying to be polite, she huffs, sitting up. That's the thing about Leah. She doesn't like to say no to people in fear of hurting their feelings, and so she ends up in situations she can't get out of. I push some of her hair behind her shoulder just as Tashan comes zooming back into the room. Slow down, I say with an oomph, as he flies into my arms. I finish brushing my teeth and put all my things by the front door. He smiles at me, proud of himself. Good, I praise him with a kiss. Let's go and fix you something to eat. I get up. I'll be right back, I say to Leah with a stay right where you are look. In the kitchen, I rustle up some toasted jam sandwiches for Tashan and send him into the sitting room. I grab the 2 hot chocolates I made for myself and Leah and go back into my room. Thanks, she smiles, taking a mug from me. So where were we? I ask, sipping at my hot drink. Talking about my sad love life, or lack of it, she whines, putting her mug down on the floor. Why can't I just find a man that I like and have things in common with, Shanika? I shrug. Not everyone finds the love of their life straight away. She sits cross-legged and picks the fluff off her socks. She's talking about Tashan's dad, who I'm not in a relationship with anymore, but who still has a relationship with his son. Yeah, but we met at school and we're not together anymore. It doesn't always even work out. Remember, you gotta kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. Well, I've kissed all the frogs I can stomach, she screws up her face, and snakes. I giggle at her and kiss her forehead. It's not funny, she tucks, pushing me away. I'm serious, I can't take it anymore. No more kissing amphibians or reptiles. I'm going to wait for love to find me. She crosses her arms and throws herself back onto my pillow again. Ever the dramatic, I think to myself. So when's your next date? I ask, getting up, brushing my black, kinky curly hair into a high bun. I pick up my stylish black rimmed glasses to add to my business look for today. I'm supposed to be getting a new boss at my job. I look at Leah, waiting for her to answer. Tomorrow night, she replies quietly, hiding her face in her hands. Leah, I laugh, watching her reflection in the mirror. I know, but I met this really cute guy last night and while you were on a date, you were flirting with another man? I asked, not really surprised. No, not exactly. She picks up her mug of hot chocolate and gives it a little blow. I was on my way to the little girl's room when he stopped me and gave me his number. Then we had a little chat and I accepted his invitation to dinner tomorrow night. So you were flirting, I turned to her. And you're doing all of this while your date is sitting at his table alone waiting for you to return? Thinking you must have fallen down the toilet bowl or something. I teased, taking my black heels out of my wardrobe. Did you even go to the toilet in the end? Yes, she replies with a slight hesitation. I look at her with a fixed stare like my mum does to me when she knows I'm lying. No, she hangs her head in shame. Ha, I knew it would work. I was too excited, she laughs. You should have seen this guy. He was fit with a capital F-it. You make me laugh, Leah. I shake my head at her craziness and check the time. 8:26 a.m. Look, I've got to go, I tell her, grabbing my keys. Oh, can I get a lift to work? She crawls across the bed, gets up and puts her arm around me. I knew it was coming. Whatever, just hurry up, I say, putting on my 3-inch heels. I'm a shorty at 5'2". I put my black and white blazer coat on and make my way into the sitting room. Are you ready? I ask Tashan, turning off the TV. He nods at me, putting on his school shoes. I'm not, Leah yelps from behind with her mug of hot chocolate. I've just got to get washed and changed. I'll be 5 minutes. She flies out the front door, slamming it as always, and I switch the TV back on, knowing that she's not going to be 5 minutes. 10 minutes have passed and I'm sitting outside with Tashan in my cherry red Ford Fiesta with the engine running and the heating on full blast as it's still cold at the end of January. My Ford Fiesta is the only expensive gift I've ever given myself. I look at the dashboard clock. 8:38. Where's Leah? I got to drop Tashan off at school, drop her off at work and get myself to work on time. I'm not going to make it. I beep the horn just as Leah trots out the front door, looking good as usual in just a pair of skin-tight jeans, white top and heels, with her coat in her hand. "Hurry up," I shout to her. "How long was I?" she asks, getting in. 10 minutes, I say, reversing the car. "A new record for you. So where are you going today?" "Thanks," she laughs, congratulating herself with a sweep from my glove compartment, "and I'm going to the agency." I speed off down the back roads of the Queen's Park area, driving a little over the speed limit, and end up at Tishan's school in 5 minutes flat. A new record for me. I get out the car with Tishan and take him to the school gates. "I'm just going to walk from here." Leah's behind me, putting on her coat and tying up her hair. "Thanks for the lift, Stacey." "Bye, Tishan. I'll see you guys later." I smile as we wave her off, and then I bend down to Tishan's 3'5" height and look into his cute brown eyes that he got from his dad. "Have a good day at school today," I tell him, fixing his uniform. "And you have a good day at work," he smiles, patting my coat collar down. I give him a kiss and hand him his book bag. "I'll pick you up later," I shout as he goes through the gate. "Love you." He waves at me and I wait until he's safely inside before I make my way through the crowd of parents back to my car. I switch my car engine on and begin my drive to work, turning onto the Harrow Road and making my way towards Harlesden, this time with my music blaring my favourite group, Jagged Edge. I'm just gaining some speed, happy that the road is clear with no traffic, when a black Mercedes comes speeding towards me on my side of the road. I steer out of the way, beat my horn and slam on the brakes so hard I end up swerving into the curb. "Bloody idiot," I shout angrily and try to compose myself. As I look into my rearview mirror, I see the cause of the incident walking across the road towards my car. A tall black man in a smart business suit. I get out and stand vexed by my car until he gets over. "I'm sorry, are you?" he begins. I cut him off. "What the heck were you playing at?" I shout at him angrily. Why in the hell were you driving on the wrong side of the road?" I don't give him a chance to answer. "You could have killed me, you stupid idiot." As I catch my breath, he begins to apologise. "I'm sorry, are you okay?" he asks with his soft, deep voice. "I didn't see you." "Obviously not," I reply, looking him up and down, noticing his Rolex encrusted with a few diamonds. "You must think you're so flash and big in your convertible Mercedes that you most probably can't see us normal people in the world." His face drops into a frown and he looks hurt. I feel bad. Maybe that was a bit too harsh, I think to myself. I give a long sigh. "I'm okay. A little shook and angry, but I'm okay." He looks me in my eyes and apologises again. "I'm really sorry. Really," he nods sincerely. I nearly get lost in his almond-shaped eyes and Burberry aftershave. "Come back to earth," I say to myself, glancing at my watch. 8:55 a.m. I gotta get to work. I turn to get into my car. "Okay," he nods, opening my car door for me. Again, "I'm really sorry." I flash a false smile and get into my car, slamming the door behind me and driving off with no exchange of goodbyes. I arrive at work at 9 o'clock on the dot, take my coat off and dump myself down at my desk. "What's the problem?" Lisa asks from behind her computer screen adjacent to mine. "I was nearly in a crash this morning," I tell her, leaning back in my desk chair. "What?" she replies, shocked, coming out from behind her desk and swivelling on her chair over to me. "Are you alright?" she questions me, looking me over, concerned. I nod and take off my glasses and place them on my desk. "What happened?" "Some idiot almost crashed into me. I was driving along the Harrow Road when this fool speeding in his flashy Mercedes overtook a car and almost crashed into me. I had to swerve out of the way and ended up going into the curb." "Oh, sweetheart," Lisa consoles me with her lightly tanned hand on mine. I've known Lisa for 3 years, since I started working here at Body Beautiful when I was 24, and she knows everything about me, making her my other best friend. "Did he stop to check if you were alright?" "Yeah, he did, but I was so angry I didn't really care and I gave him what for." "What did you say?" She smiles, eager to know. I told him that he must think he's so flash and big in his fancy car that he probably didn't even notice me, a normal person driving on the road. He looked a little hurt, but I was furious. Lisa chuckles and gives me a hug. "Well, at least you're alright and Tishan wasn't in the car." "Was he?" "No, he wasn't," I reassure her. "And that's true," I agree, imagining his sweet little face paralysed in shock. "So has the new boss come in yet?" I ask. I work for a small company in Wormwood Scrubs that sells natural body products, and my boss of 3 years is leaving us for a new job and with someone new to boss us around. "No, they haven't come yet," Lisa swivels to her desk. "I think they're coming in the afternoon, so we've set up a small party for Jane. We've got her a cake and a card for everyone to sign." She swivels over to Jonathan, a friend of ours, retrieves a card from his desk drawer and hands it to me. Sign it, she says. Sorry to see you go is written across the front in gold writing with a floral background. I open it and read a few messages from the team. I don't know what to write, I shrug, with my pen poised. Just write anything, Lisa urges. She's been a great boss, you'll miss her, yada yada yada. I think for a while then just settle with, thanks for being a great boss to me for the past 3 years. I'll miss you dearly and I'm sorry to see you go. Don't forget to come back and visit, Shanika. I hand Lisa back the card. So what are you and Mark going to get up to tonight? I ask her, starting up my computer. Nothing, I think we're just going to stay in tonight. But it's your anniversary. I know, but we'll just do something on the weekend maybe. You guys need to have a baby, I tell her with a grin. I do this to her all the time. She's been with her boyfriend Mark for over 5 years and they still don't have a child, saying that they're both too busy for children. Just borrow Tashawn to me for a week, she jokes. No problem, I reply. You can have him for a whole year if you want. Ah, she coos. As long as I can give him back after. Nope, I refuse, laughing. Fine, so what are you doing tonight? Lisa returns the question. The same as you. We need to get out, man. What about tomorrow night? What's happening? Nothing. But it's your birthday, Lisa cries. And Saturday night. I know, but I just want to stay in and relax. Lisa stares at me. What? I laugh. You're going to be 28, not 98. Sort yourself out. We're doing something. We do something every year. We've all been best friends for a while now. I've known Leah from my first day at school when I was 5 and she was 6. And I've known Lisa for 3 years and have lived next to her in Bronsby Park for 2 of them. It was me that introduced Leah and Lisa to each other at my flat warming party, and we've all been best friends ever since. Well, we could go somewhere, but I don't know if Leah will be able to make it, I tell her. She's got a date. What a surprise, Lisa jokes. Do we know him? No, well at least I don't think so. She met him last night while she was out on a date with another guy. You're joking, she laughs. No, I reply, filling her in on the gossip. That girl, she tots. Well, she better come tomorrow, otherwise I'll have to revoke her best friend card. It's your birthday, for heaven's sakes. We have to do something. So, are you free tomorrow night then? Should be, if I can find someone to babysit Tashawn. I say this as if I don't have a regular babysitter. I do. My mum Dawn, who lives in Kilburn on her own and works as a teaching assistant, who is always more than happy to look after Tashawn for me. In fact, she works in his school. Well, ask your mum, Lisa suggests, knowing me oh too well. I will. So where are we going to go? It's 12:45 and I'm on my lunch break with Lisa and Jonathan, enjoying a spicy pasta salad outside our usual cafe in Labatt Grove when my mobile phone rings. Hello, I chirp. Hi Shanika, it's me Sandra, a slightly panicky voice says to me. Sandra is my boss from my other job. I help out with a small online blog where I interview upcoming music artists or write blogs about certain things when they need extra help. It's good because I get some extra money. What's the matter? I ask her. I was working on editing a blog, received an email, opened it, and my laptop crashed, deleting everything for this week's post. I think I opened a virus. I was ringing to find out whether you still had your fitness blog you wrote for me. Yeah, of course I do, I nod, hearing her sigh with relief. Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say that you didn't have it anymore. That's great. Would you send it to me for me to have by the end of today? Sure, not a problem, I say breezily. Brilliant, but there's one more thing I need. I wait for her to speak. I'm trying to get hold of everyone else. Could you call Tony and Chris for me, please? Tell them what happened and what I need from them. I'll send you the deets. I need to call tech support. Sure, don't worry about it. I'll do that for you. Oh, thank you, Shanika. I can hear her smiling. I'll call the other guys. You're such a lifesaver. Remind me to get you something nice to say thank you. Okay, I laugh. A holiday to the Bahamas will be just fine. She gives a little chuckle and says, okay. I was kind of serious. I haven't been on holiday in years. Since I had Tashawn, my money has always gone on him, saving money for his birthday and Christmas, paying bills. I did manage to take him to Disneyland last year though. So I'll get my blog to you by 5 tonight, I tell her, putting some food into my mouth. Yes, thank you so much. No problem. I'll talk to you then. I hang up. Who was that? Lisa asked. Sandra from my other job. Yeah? Yeah, her laptop crashed. I think she opened a virus. It deleted all of the work. Doesn't she have internet security? Lisa rolls her eyes. I shrug. I don't know, but I'm going to help her out anyway. I don't know how you do 2 jobs and look after your son, Jonathan says, shaking his head at me. I find one job hard enough. Well, you just got to do what you got to do. I check my phone as Sandra's email comes through, sent from her mobile. I've only known Jonathan for 1 year, but I feel like I've known him all my life. He's actually from Colombia, but has lived in Canada for 22 years of his life until he moved here 4 years ago. He always makes me laugh with his stories about his gay friends. He told me that he was gay on the second day of us meeting, and I've loved him ever since. He's so funny, really a great guy. Nah, John's just lazy, Lisa teases him. That's true, I agree, opening the email. Hey, I'm offended, I work hard. Doing what? Lisa asks. I'm working hard on finding out where Luke Evan lives, so I can accidentally on purpose run into him, get talking, and end up marrying him. Isn't he already married? I query, running through the email. I'm gonna have to call Tony on my way back to work. She's on holiday in the Maldives and a few hours ahead. Lucky for some. He better not be. I watch Jonathan stand up to his 6'3" height and pull Lisa up off her chair. Come on, we gotta get back to work, he sighs. See if our new boss is there. I grab my keys and bag off the table and get up to go back to my car. I hope it's a guy, Jonathan winks at us as he gets in the front seat. A hot one, so that I have something nice to leer at while I'm pretending to do work. Me too, Lisa agrees, putting her seatbelt on. Well, if it is, he's mine, I laugh, already putting dibs on the boss we haven't even met yet. I haven't had a boyfriend since I split up with Tashawn's dad 5 years ago, so I'm kind of on the lookout for Mr. Right. I don't think so, Jonathan protests, shooting me a look. You better just back up, honey, because I'll fight both of you putas for him. My jaw drops in faux shock and we all burst out laughing as I pull out of my parking space and drive off. Back at work, the second floor office is now decorated with farewell balloons and banners all over the usual mint green and white walls. I look around and realise that Jane still hasn't arrived and make my way over to my desk. As I take off my coat and drape it over the back of my chair, I get a call from Leah. What's up? I sit down at my desk. Still coming to the gym? I'm waiting for you. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'll be there after 2, I apologise. Why are you coming after 2? You usually finish at 12:30 on a Friday, Leah queries. I'm waiting to meet my new boss. Well, you could have told me, she whines. I know, I forgot. I'll just go for a swim then, she sighs. Okay, sorry, I love you, I sing down the phone. Yeah, whatever, she replies. I'll see you just after 2, okay, bye. I look up at the large clock on the wall to my left and see that the time is almost 12:30 p.m. Where is Jane? I want to meet my new boss. It's not like her to be late. I get up from my desk and go over to Vivian, who sits at the other end of the office. Viv, what time did Jane say she was coming in today? She looks up at me over her glasses. She's much older than the rest of us here and has been with the company from the beginning when it first started 10 years ago. I was actually quite surprised when she wasn't asked to take over as the manager. She told me the reason was because the founder, who now lives in America, wanted his 30-year-old son to take over the business. She did tell me 1 o'clock, but I have no idea where she could be. She looks at her watch and then back at me. Okay, I give a nod and decide to nip off to the toilet. As I'm washing my hands, I hear cheering and loud voices coming from the office. I quickly dry my hands with paper towel, throw it in the bin, and make my way back into the office to see everyone crowded around the blushing Jane. Jane, I chirp, walking over and give her a hug. You finally made it. What took you so long? Oh, I had to wait for your new boss. She gives a little tut. But I'm here now, so let's have a drink, shall we? She pops open a bottle of Prosecco and pours everyone a glass. Don't forget the cake, Jonathan smiles, placing it in front of her on the desk. We'll miss you, she reads aloud, the writing on top in mint green icing. Are you guys? She coos and opens the card. As she reads the messages inside, my eyes scan the room for a glimpse of our new boss. Not a new face in sight. I wave to get Lisa's attention and give her a "have you seen them yet" look. She shrugs her shoulders in dismay and looks around. I'm just about to ask Jane where the new boss is when Jonathan beats me to it. Oh, the last time I saw him, he was outside on his phone. She rolls her eyes skywards. He said it was urgent. I'm beginning to get the feeling that she doesn't quite like the new boss when her words register in my head. He said it was urgent. It's a guy. I quickly look at Lisa and Jonathan with the same excitement that they are showing me. As I smile and move over to them, Jonathan looks past me and nods towards the door. What? I mouth. He's hot. Both he and Lisa breathe out in awe. Seriously? I take a deep breath and go to turn around, then quickly change my mind. How do I look? I ask the 2 gawping fishes standing in front of me. Fine, Lisa replies, not taking her eyes off the new boss. I'm guessing he must be really hot and go for a teeth check. And my teeth? I flash a big smile. Yeah, Jonathan nods, his eyes following this hot guy around the room. Yes, what? I ask, rubbing a finger at my teeth. Yes, I have something in them, or yes, they're fine. I look up at him, waiting to hear the answer when he walks off slowly in the direction of ecstatic voices. I turn to Lisa for her help instead. Lisa, I shake her arm. What? She hisses, annoyed that I've taken her away from her man gazing. Do I have anything in my teeth? I flash a big smile again. No, she replies and walks off in the same direction as Jonathan. I wonder how nice this guy can be as I dust down my suit and make sure my hair is neat again. I'm just fixing my shirt buttons when I feel a tap on my shoulder. And this is Shanika Campbell. I hear Jane introduce me. She's one of my hardest workers. I give a big smile, put my hand out to be shaken, and turn around to find the cause of my incident this morning standing face to face in front of me. Hope you liked the first chapter. I thought I would have been able to read more, but I couldn't. It takes longer to read one chapter than I thought it would. So come back next week Sunday to find out who the manager is. Hope you enjoyed it. Trust me, it is a good book. I know I wrote it, but it is a good book. It's also just the first draft, so it could probably do with some work. But I enjoyed writing it, and I hope you enjoyed the book. I'm naturally Stacey Stace, and I'll see you next week Sunday.